Bad day to be me. No one wants to be in my shoes today.
Come on, Dion. Come on. It's never a bad.
Garage won't close.
Garage won't close, but listen, I've seen you stepping out in the infrared sixes in Champaign and West Lafayette recently. Let me tell you, there's no one who doesn't want to be Dion.
Garage won't close. But I would trade anything for a garage that closes. Trade anything for it right now. Morning after March 3rd. We're a little late. It's no problem. Scenic Riley, where are we at right now?
We are at Joe Van Gogh Coffee Shop in Durham. I'm buzzing off the light roast. You feel me? Joe Van Gogh does not hold a candle to Tinker, but it is my best local spot. Actually, just met with someone who's a fan of the show that I reached out to me. He's a financial planner. Wanted to get his a little client type meeting. But yeah, so it's always nice to make a connection with people. You know what is like a massive boost to my ego, Dion?
What's that?
When someone who's a fan of the show meets me. So this was like through a mutual friend who we have, who is like, wait, you work with Riley Davis from Sleepers? One, immediate ego boost. Two, when we scheduled a time to meet, he was like, dude, it's so crazy talking to you on the phone. Like I hear your voice every day on a podcast. I'm like, not the first time I've heard that. Not the first time I've heard
that. I will say it's a massive ego boost meeting people.
Yeah, facts. I bet. Look, so I know Greg. Okay, I texted Greg this yesterday, but I thought his opening 20 minutes on yesterday's full episode was truly a legacy type performance. We got some great tales of his time in Champaign. Can I hear from you? Like, what was the highlight for you, Dion?
The highlight of Champaign. I like Champaign a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Cam's kind of got me, I will say. The really big college bar there. It was a little too much for the kid. Not gonna lie, a little too much. But I still enjoyed it though. Probably meeting everybody. That's normally my favorite thing. My favorite people to meet are always the one that find me in the bathroom. That's forever funny to me.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's
forever funny. And then there was his name is Kyle Ballman. He always comments. I'm sure you've seen his comments. He hilarious. Dragged his pregnant wife to the bar to meet me and G. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
That was probably my highlight. It was probably, if I had to single one person out, Kyle was dope to meet. We talked, him and I work in a similar field.
Nice.
So that was dope getting to chop it up with him to see from his perspective, what it's like in Illinois as well, doing it. So if I had to single one person out, him, but just meeting everybody in general, there's a group of guys that came over the balcony as G and I were eating. We're like, yo, come to Cam's tonight.
Dude, that's so again, this is, you know what? I'm just going to indulge our ego trip here, Dion. At a Carolina game, I usually will run into at least one person who's like, oh, I recognize you from Sleepers or whatever. But it's never been to that level of being in Big Ten country where there are just droves of people who tune in. And so I really want to experience that sometime. So that's where I'm like, okay, I got it. I know I got to make my way out to Mackey or to Champaign. I'm sure you're going to get so much love in Chicago because all the people who,
I don't know that we're allowed to,
you're going to get so much love at some point this season.
There's Arizona Duke.
Yeah.
What'd you think? You want to start with Duke?
Yeah, we can start with the Devils.
Special.
My goodness, man. Okay, so Duke, where do we want to start with them? They
really
that was a cute little moment for NC State with Darion Williams hitting the 3 straight threes before it was just over. Man, NC State is truly an embarrassing program right now. They beat my team by 24 and then just decided their season was over. The way they defend is truly
let's just call a spade. Hubert Davis gets extensions for beating rivals and having bad seasons. So I want Maybach Willie extension.
Okay, for one, Hubert got an extension when he won the ACC. That was what prompted it. When he won the ACC over John Shire by multiple games. I get Duke is on a different level right now, but 2 years ago, it was actually a lot of fun. I was a lot happier, and my fan base liked me a lot more. I got called out for negativity a lot less. I could just pretend like everything was okay, and we were going to be moving like UNC going forward. But yeah, Maybach Willie on fraud alert. You beat your rival, and then promptly your team forgot how to guard. They just did not belong in this game. I get Duke is really good, but I just like the attention to detail, the chemistry, the communication defensively is so freaking embarrassing for this NC State team right now. I don't know how much of that game you caught, Dion, but the first three that Dame Sarr hit was truly one of the worst closeouts I think I've ever seen from Darion Williams. Like he struggled getting over a screen and then gave the laziest attempt to even get a hand up. He lifted his arm at like a 90-degree angle, and that was his closeout on Dame Sarr. And Sarr was just like splicack. This is going to be a long night.
It might have announced what you were referring to. I just saw something in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
I still we'll play it safe though.
Yeah, we can play it safe.
You and I don't think I don't think we got not long enough leash to be the ones to like, you know what I mean? Like we got to play our roles.
Yeah, it's true. Pick our spots.
Get a couple shots up here and there, but really like we got to lock in on defense, get back, close out, do everything Darion Williams doesn't do.
Yes, we can't be shooting 11 threes like Darion Williams did last night.
No, we can't shoot 11 threes and not close out on Dame Sarr. Like we got to get a hand up on Dame. Got to get a hand up. We'll do Purdue therapy after this. I watched the full game, but I watched it from my phone at work, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah,
so, if it's a 7 p.m., 4 p.m. tip, that's what you're getting from me. It just is what it is. But Duke's just like, I don't know. They just like, they swarm me. Every time I thought NC State was going to go on a run, Boozer gets like a weird and one. Patrick Ngangba gets like a put back, and then somebody you wouldn't expect to hit a three makes one. And next thing you know, you're down by 10 again. That's a really
good way to put it. I get Cam Boozer's the best player in the country, but part of the ways in which they suffocate their opponents it doesn't really make sense to me. They have good positional size and positional length, but individually speaking, there's no one on Malawach's level, like in terms of it being as a shot blocker, rim protector. There's no one on Flag's level in terms of a help side defender and just chaos agent. There's no one on Sion James's level in terms of guys who are like point of attack defenders to where I just always find myself wondering, how are they're the number one defense in the country per KenPom right now. And there's just been no drop off from a season ago. And that's where like, it's still hard for me to have to say this, Dion, especially because me and J-Man have been doing every Duke preview and recap together where I'm like, yeah, here we go. John Shire's a really freaking good coach. But I have to just like whisper it and swallow my pride and say it. But the way that he gets these guys to buy in, the communication, the discipline to where they're able to elevate a level despite some, I would say, physical limitations. Like you don't look at Isaiah Evans and think, oh, this dude is just a dog defensively who's going to stay in front of his man, but he's been great on that end. Like you can't even really exploit him. And then, I mean, Sarr is like a true shutdown guy. Like you can stick him on the best ball handler, or you can use him as an off ball pest. And he's really good in both those roles. But as a whole, it's just, there's a different level those guys reach together. And yeah, they come at you in waves. The guard defenders are really good, which makes life way easier on both Ngangba and Boozer in terms of protecting the paint.
I mean, I think they have physical limitations compared to last year's Duke, but not like compared to the rest of the country.
Yeah. I think that's a good point.
Like I think a lot of the country would kill to have like no one under like 6'5" that really plays besides Caden Boozer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Fair
what,
point.
Purdue could use. We'll get into Purdue therapy. They could use anybody from this Duke team. I mean, you say a name on Duke and they would start on Purdue.
Darren Harris. Yeah, yes. He starts for Purdue.
Yeah.
Malik Brown.
Oscar, North Dakota's not that far, brother. You can go back. Go back.
Caden Boozer
Might not start.
might not start. Yeah, that's where we draw the line. The Caden Boozer line.
Although, like, you could pitch me on Caden and CJ aren't far off. It would be like positionally, like he needs the ball. That's why he wouldn't start. But talent-wise, you could pitch me on Caden over CJ.
Yeah, talent-wise, there's not that big of a drop-off. I mean, Braden, Caden, and Fletcher might actually work, though. I don't know. I think you're right that Caden needs the ball too much. Like if Omer Meyer hasn't really maximized his minutes in terms of like getting more off-ball actions for Braden, I don't really know if Caden is. I do think Omer's probably more talented than Caden Boozer, but
Caden's a pretty good defender, though.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't have the offensive bag that Omer has.
No, I just mean like if he was willing to play the CJ role, stand there and play defense, you could pitch me. I'm not saying I'll go with it, but like I would listen to a pitch before I say no. But I would probably get around to saying no, but I would listen to the pitch. Everybody else, though, Nick Kamenia, enjoy the bench, CJ. Like,
I don't think Kamenia is that good, man. He's like the clear.
I don't either. I don't either.
It's more so a
CJ.
Yeah. Should we? So, what is this Purdue therapy session that was promised?
I just let them talk and then we respond.
Okay. So Connor says blaming all Purdue's problems on Clough and Daniel Jacobson. Zayden High is better than Oscar Clough. Zayden High has been on a tear recently.
Who's Zayden High?
He's the backup forward for UNC. He can play the 4 or the 5, and he's I think he scored in double figures every game since Caleb Wilson got hurt.
Yeah. And man, we're not doing that in here. We're not ACBC. Love you, brother. We're not doing the backup UNC 4 and 5 stuff in here. Let's get into Purdue. Respectfully. Let's get into Purdue. I think it's over, fellas. Yeah. Braden did the we're talking about practice, not a game. But I think he meant we're talking about the Big Ten, not March.
So what was the impetus for him sharing that AI meme?
I think he was saying like the Big Ten play doesn't matter. We're waiting on March, essentially. Yeah. I don't want to put words in his mouth though. But like I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think he was saying I'm not going to practice. That feels crazy. If he was the back in. I'm back in.
Yeah, right. I would respect that. If he's the one who's like, y'all bugs need to practice, not me.
Yeah. Everybody else needs to go. But smash the like, oh, I'm human just like you. Got it. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's way less funny. That's way less funny.
Yeah, I like our speculation better.
Yeah, I prefer like, hey man, we ain't tripping on Big Ten. I'm not going to practice way more than like I'm human. I'm just like you. Now I just feel bad. Now I just feel bad, and I hope he's good. He did call everybody broke like a week ago though, yeah. And maybe that's what he was referring to. Like, stop clipping me. I'm human, just like you. I had like a mistake.
So I want to be delicate about this. I know Braden is a friend of the program, so this is not a slight toward him personally. When your star player starts dropping
from Riley Davis, this is coming from Riley Davis.
When your star player starts dropping like the "I'm human" memes, that is like kind of concerning for me. And I get Connor saying that Purdue is saying it's been over, but like as someone who has watched a team with high expectations, you know, there are some people out there throwing comps between 2026 Purdue and 2023 UNC. Like this was, which I don't think is an accurate comp because Purdue is somehow still like a projected 3 seed. They are comfortably in the tournament.
Purdue's a second weekend team still.
Yeah. They might get there. I think Purdue could get bounced in the round of 32, but this is still a far cry from that UNC season that was pretty much a disaster from opening night. when they only beat UNC Wilmington by like 14 and we're in a dogfight with 8 minutes left in that contest. I still remember I was in the building. But that season, there was so much. There was speculation about R.J. Davis and Caleb Love. There was some girl trouble, so to speak.
No speculation. I can confirm all those rumors.
I don't know if you can actually confirm that, Dion.
No,
but there was a moment that season when those rumors were coming to the light where like RJ Davis and Caleb Love, they both posted something on Instagram that was like smiling through it all, like, got your back, C. I got your back, RJ, where it's like, dude, this seems so fake. When you start with like hey, we're just humans, we're smiling through it all, like it's all good. When that stuff starts coming out, that's when I'm like, oh shoot, this season might actually be over. Those hopes and dreams might be dashed. Man, our guy Connor said he bought Final Four tickets. You can go ahead and sell those, Con man. Sell them, dog. Yeah.
So sell high. Honestly, what I would do, let Purdue make the Sweet 16, and then you'll be able to sell high because everybody's going to want to buy their tickets like early just in case they win the next two. You don't want them. Those seats stink. Brother, I've sat in the worst seats possible. You won't affect me. Purdue just has no talent. Braden Smith is too small. Both those are lies.
Talent is that's a lie.
Braden's still the best player in college basketball. Like, let's get one thing unequivocally clear. Like that. Well, non-freshman. Braden's the best non-freshman in college basketball. Let's get one thing unequivocally clear. The team is still really good. They have some issues. They have some flaws. I mean, Braden said it himself. They haven't been locked in for 40 minutes. My garage door currently gets 85% of the way down. Doesn't close. You can't do much with that. If you only play 85% of the game and you lose the other 15%, then it's tough to win. It just is what it is. You don't get comparisons of Purdue to garage doors anywhere else, by the way. That's morning after home.
If Purdue is the garage door, what's inside the garage?
Too much. So it's a lot of clutter. And you could say the same thing about this Purdue roster. A lot of stuff in the garage that does the same thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of 2s and 3s on this roster. But what's the 2 and 3 that's going to separate itself? What's the thing in my garage that's going to push us forward? Right now, there's too much in the garage, not enough that's pushing us forward.
I think, let's see, is Omer the hidden weapon in the garage still? I'm still an Omer believer, man.
I love Omer.
Every time he gets opportunity, he looks great.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't wrap my head around it. But when Braden said Antoine West was going to lead the team in scoring next year, I'm in on Antoine West. I've wanted him unredshirted. Like, I think he might solve everything.
Yeah, I think if you were to boil down Purdue's biggest issues, I know Connor said it was Clough and Jacobson. And I do think when you look at that Michigan State game in particular, it does seem like Purdue got just walloped on the inside. Goodness gracious, man. I mean, Michigan State shot 64% from inside the arc in that game. Like, Carson Cooper was doing whatever he wanted. It seemed like Jeremy Fears was collapsing the defense that well. Jeremy Fears had the loudest 12-6 stat line I think I've ever seen that game. But sometimes I do wonder, is there – I don't know, man. Is there, like, Purdue fans, I'm curious to weigh in with if you think it's mainly the center. Is there anything to be said about, like, giving more leeway to someone who goes in and he's a bucket getter like Omer, who could alleviate some of the burden on Braden? Is that something that could fix some of these issues, or do you think it's all particularly on the defensive side of the ball and interior play on both ends of the court?
If we just talk about Purdue, we get so many more views than if we don't talk about Purdue, by the way. Like, if I rebrand as, like, just a Purdue guy, just know, like, it started here. Someone asked if Purdue has any NBA lotto picks. They don't. No one's claiming that they did. Actually, let Daniel Jacobson figure it out. Like, I don't think he ever will. But if a 7'3" guy that blocks shots at a high rate and can shoot threes, I'm telling you, that brother's top 10. Like, if he figures it out. Like, he has to figure it out. But a 7'3" guy that shoots threes and blocks shots, yeah, definitely a lotto pick.
I see where, so Connor's saying that Omer, Jackie Buckets, and Daniel Jacobson have some upside. I see the upside with Jacobson, but man, like, dude, he was okay. I mentioned that Jeremy Fears had the loudest 12-6 stat line I've ever seen against Purdue. Daniel Jacobson only played 10 minutes in that game, had the loudest, like, stinky 10 minutes I've seen in quite some time. Like, he really got exposed that game against the physicality, against a front court that I wouldn't even say is all-star level with Carr, Cooper, and Kohler. Like, those guys are good. They're high. They're good enough for, like, at the college level, but I mean, there was some discourse in here earlier about what would happen if Purdue and UNC play. We were talking about that. It's like, you're not seeing Caleb Wilson. You're not seeing a Cam Boot, like, against. That's what worries me about Jacobson. If it's like, in his limited minutes have not been the most encouraging recently. And I want to trust that, that paint developmental system where maybe he comes in and he's a stud next year. But yeah, I just think he's at least a year away.
I think he hates basketball. That's been my
Daniel
take.
Jacobson.
Yeah. So there's on every great roster, in high school at least, has a really tall guy that wants nothing to do with the sport, but only tall guy in the school. So, brother, here's a jersey, and like, we're not listening to the idea that you don't want to play. That's what's not going to work for us. Here's a jersey. Come figure it out. That was Daniel Jones. And now he's so good, he's now been told you have to figure it out at Purdue also.
Right. Where they churn out 7-footers, where the expectation is like, you need to be Zach Edey. You need to follow in the footsteps.
And instead of playing people built like you and I, Riley, now he hates basketball and is going against other 7-footers. And he's like, wow, I thought I hated this sport before. Now there's competition. I really don't like this sport.
So I got a question for Purdue fans. Going back to when things were a little bit rosier early on in conference play, I thought Jacobson was giving them some good minutes. Like, I go back to that Illinois game in particular. It seemed like he was pretty impactful in terms of just cutting off some opportunities for Keaton Wagler at the rim, like, at least when he was in the game. Was there ever any point? I know Connor's been saying he's been so bad in league play. Was there ever an inflection point where it seemed like you reached, I've been saying point a lot, but reached the point of no return where it's like, oh, that was like a mirage early on when they were able to hide some of his deficiencies, maximize his time on the court. But now you're seeing why he never really played more than 10 minutes a game.
I hated watching him chase anyone. Why was DJ chasing people?
Yeah, seriously.
I'll tell you what, that feels like
he's
a gameplay an issue.
Hyena Scars was saying he's talking about Clough was the one who
same thing. Why was Clough? I mean, I feel like we got gameplay issues. We got DJ and Clough chasing people off screens. I can't. Feels bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. I can't fully remember it, but there was for sure a game or two early where he was better than Clough. I think there was more than a game or two. Will my boy Shire get ACC Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year? Dion, going back to your summer topic. Oh, no. What did I say in the summer, Seth? Oh, no.
Man. Okay, J-Man makes great content, and I respect it. He is like our film guy. I love the film breakdowns where he can actually tell me where I'm like, dude, this dude sucks on defense. He's like, actually, he played it pretty well. The offensive player was just better. But with J-Man has come this influx of Duke fans who we have in the comments now. Like, I can't take it, man. My team is – there are so many killers in the sport at programs that are not as good at UNC who we could theoretically just go poach. But my coach has got a couple big wins this year. So, like Dion said, there might not be another extension in the works, but he will be back next year. And despite my best efforts to manifest Tommy Lloyd, Grant McCasland, and Dusty May, Chapel Hill, and now I got to deal with Duke fans just talking about their coach being the best in the sport. And I don't really have a rebuttal. So, yeah.
I told you last year, Hubert's there till 2030. So strap in. Like I read them like a picture book with the whole SEC thing.
Why are you so good at this, deal?
Listen, man, I read people. It's not that I have any idea what I'm talking about, but I read people. And like I read North Carolina like a picture book with the Belichick stuff. That's just get us to the SEC, and then we'll start taking things seriously again. SEC doesn't like basketball. Seth, did I say Shire doesn't get the credit he deserves? Because if I did, fellas, let's clip that. Let's clip that. Let's clip that. Let's clip that. I don't get enough positive clips. It's normally just me like, oh my God, you said Kenneth Walker was bad at football. Then he had one good game in the Super Bowl. Yay. Let's clip the Shire thing. He should win ACC and National Player of the or Coach of the Year. And here's why, Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Cedric Coward should be his best player, and instead he's about to win Rookie of the Year. And we don't even talk about that. Duke's still just the best team in the country.
Dude, if Cedric Coward was on this Duke team, Dion, I don't think I would not be showing up for work with sleepers, and I would not be showing up for work at my real job. My family would.
That's why he deserves it, though.
I appreciate that, Patrick. Patrick just said, as a Duke fan, I followed sleepers for Riley's honest takes on every ACC program, including UNC. That's very, very kind.
ACC wants to know who my team is. Duke, Arizona, Michigan. No further comment at this time.
West Virginia, Sac State. Come on, don't forget. Don't forget those two.
Please respect my privacy.
Wait. Indiana is still one of Dion's teams. One of my favorite comments of all time. This was like in a UNC Discord where Dion. There was one time where like I go to bat for sleepers when the UNC fans come after us in the Discord. I just want that to be known. Where like there was this whole dialogue where you and I can't remember what the video was. I think it was us on a full ep, and you were making fun of UNC, saying Carolina Blue used to mean something, and in the same breath called the My Hoosiers. And there's a UNC fan that's like, nah, Dion's a massive Indiana fan. Don't take anything he says seriously about UNC.
I was a problem for UNC Discords and boards there for a little bit. It was a problem. You know what my biggest issue with West Virginia at the moment is? Everyone keeps telling me Hodge is good. We're going to miss the tournament, Riley. Like, Darren pulled up. It took Bubba screwing us out of a bid and Tuck not playing for, like, us to miss the tournament. Ross pulled up. Everybody's playing. Bubba doesn't know we exist. Going to miss the tournament on our own. How is he good? Like, Darren's at Indiana underperforming and is on the bubble. It's like, I want my coach back, dog. I want my coach back.
Darren should have never left. He was a better fit at West Virginia than IU, and probably would have had you on the tournament sooner rather than later. My guy Bubba hooked us up, got us one big first four win against San Diego State. Was transcendent RJ Davis game. I miss you, RJ. RJ's getting his jersey honored tonight, Dion, in the UNC Clemson game.
Trust me, I have an issue with it. I'm letting UNC fans have their moment the next month, though, because I feel for y'all. I'm pretty sure Duke's gonna win it all.
I've been saying that for 2 months, Dion, and you think it's partially honest assessment, it's partially cope and getting ahead of it. So, ACB pointed out I caught a 23 or 24 point Duke win yesterday. Yeah, that's what y'all have been doing. And J-Man, I said that on the Duke NC State preview. I was like, Duke wins by 17 to 25, and J-Man was like, what? It's like, J-Man, you got to be like, I have to be honest. Your team is just doing that to these mid ACC teams.
Yes. Riley called Duke winning by 20 against Darian Williams.
Yeah.
And we're
that one actually wasn't that. Hey, I will take my credit for where it's due.
Nah, you deserve your love. I'm going to end with a comment from Connor that I really liked. Well, maybe I didn't really like it, but okay, well, I never read it, so I'm going to be honest. It just looked like a good comment based on how much like words were in it. If you're trying to get my attention, that's the best way to do it, by the way. Connor said, D and Riley, can y'all talk about the Boiler fan base a bit? Are we total trash? Felt like G and Carr had a lot of criticisms, but ultimately that was just about big Twitter accounts. I don't think you guys are total trash by any means. I thought you guys were extremely, in person, super welcoming. There was a few people that were like, I wish Cart was here. One person that was like, I disagree with a lot of the sleepers takes, especially yours, and pointed right at my face. But I love every second of all that. Like I'm the wrong person. Like, if you think you're gonna hurt my feelings, not gonna happen. I deal with too much stuff like every day to day for like this stuff to like get to me like that, to be honest with you. So like I don't know if that was his plan, but I kind of just laughed at him. I thought it was funny. So I thought you guys were super nice and super welcoming. Admittedly, I enjoyed the Illinois fan base more because they're a little bit more like me, where they kind of are like aggressive, and kind of like let you know how it is a little bit, and it's just a little bit fun back and forth. But I thought the Purdue fan base was super nice. Some dude offered me to like use his shower because our water wasn't working. He's like, "Yo, I saw the water's not working. Mine does." If you like, I thought you guys were super nice. So I don't think you guys are total trash. I do think you guys are delusional though.
Yeah, the delusion is the biggest part. I have never had too many issues with Purdue fans. However, there have been times where like I thought I was doing some lighthearted banter with about Purdue, like kind of some lighthearted like poking fun at Purdue. Like I don't know. Sometimes in the content that we make, we all rip on each other and our teams. And yeah. I feel like we'll take it, but we also can dish it out. And there have been times I've done like Purdue shorts, and I've been surprised at how much like criticism there's been of like. Well, the thing that gets me the most among Purdue fans is if you lobby any sort of criticism at Matt Painter, I would say one of the big ones was where I love Matt Painter. I think Matt Painter is one of the 5 best coaches in the sport. I would love to steal your coach from you, Purdue fans, just to remember what it's like to churn out 30-win seasons every year. Like that's a baseline is you're getting at least 25. You're not going to lose big games in the non-con and let the chips fall how they may in conference play in the tournament. But like the GM comments from Paint and that entire interview were just, it was full of like some comments that came across as a little know-it-all ish. Yeah. And on one hand, it's like, okay, Paint, you've been doing this for a while. You're highly accomplished. I get it. You've earned that to run your program the way you want it to. I would be lying though if I said it wasn't slightly concerning the lack of willingness to adapt in this era. And maybe Paint is just of the Izzo ilk where he's going to do things his way and it doesn't matter. And they're still competing for Big Ten championships every year. But that was at least something where I'm like, I don't know if Paint can be above reproach in this aspect. And I found just in some of the Purdue content we've done where like we might even just be joking a little bit about Matt Painter and the comments come in that's like, oh, I really hope Paint consults you next time when he's building his roster. Like, oh, Paint's forgotten more about basketball than y'all ever will remember. It's like, well, yeah, he's been coaching D1 hoops for 30 years. So I would expect that to be the case. But that doesn't mean that we can't, you're under the public eye. He can handle our criticism.
Two things, and then we'll get you out of here, Riley. One, Peyton and I step into a living room to recruit somebody, brother. Just let's one thing be known very quickly, Peyton. I got smoke for that. Like, if Peyton and I get 20 M's and we get to go roster for roster, I'm not saying I got the X's and O's, but brother, we're talking about my team in the offseason. You know what I mean? Like, we might talk about yours in the regular season, but my team's the offseason darling. Will we have attitude issues? Yes. Will we not have out of bounds ATOs? Absolutely not. But in the offseason, bro, we win the offseason. We talk about my team more in the offseason. And two, the GM thing, to me, I see both sides of it. Like, I agree with Purdue fans. Like, they want Paint. They want Paint does. And what Paint does doesn't involve a GM. You need a GM, though. So every great team has one. But I also get it. Like, if Paint was my coach, I wouldn't want a GM either. So I don't blame Purdue fans for their delusion. I get why they love their team and love their roster. But sometimes I think it's hard to, like, talk to Purdue fans and tell the truth, if I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. And on that note, just a reminder, Paint, I would win the offseason. We're out. We'll see everybody tomorrow. I hope everybody has a blessed Tuesday.
Can I close with a